my name is Helen Stoddard.
And I'm Haley Steele, and we're the AmeriCorps VISTA members with Love Your Block Phoenix. Love Your Block Phoenix engages residents in revitalizing their neighborhoods with the support of a $1,000 mini grant.
It's been a great first year for Love Your Block here in Phoenix, and we couldn't do it without the wonderful support of Phoenix Mayor Greg Stanton.
All right, well, thanks for having me. I'm super glad to be here, and I'm ready to answer any questions you might have.
Great. Our first question is, what were your expectations for Love Your Block Phoenix initiative?
Well, first, I was super excited when Phoenix was awarded the round of mini grants. First, so I get these incredibly talented AmeriCorps Vistas like yourself, these people that are totally committed to community, totally committed to public service, and the opportunity to hear people's ideas from neighborhoods that may not often be at the leadership table, hear their ideas about how the city can better serve neighborhoods throughout our city.
So how does Love Your Block Phoenix align with your priorities as a mayor?
Well, as mayor, we've got to have great neighborhoods if we're going to succeed. So Love Your Block is really focused in on building capacity and building leaderships in neighborhoods, particularly poorer neighborhoods, lower income parts of the city where you don't have as strong of neighborhood leadership infrastructure. It builds that infrastructure. The talent is there. We just need to ask that talent to come to the table. So with your help and the motivation of figuring out how we're going to spend this $1,000, it really brings new leaders to the table. And I really believe that future leaders of the city, including elected officials, are going to be people that got their start because they were invited to the table by AmeriCorps Vistas through the Love Your Block program. So neighborhood revitalization, making sure we're empowering lower income neighborhoods in the city, making sure that people from all walks of life, all neighborhoods really are at the table helping to decide the future of the city. That's what's great about this program.
Yeah, so how has Love Your Block changed neighborhoods in your city?
Well, let me give you an example. I saw it with my own two eyes. You were kind enough to invite me to the neighborhood in East Phoenix along the canal near Mountain Park Health Center, which is a wonderful community-based health center that serves the refugee community, because East Phoenix has such a wonderfully large and diverse refugee community, and refugees are always welcome in the city of Phoenix. And one way we can reach out is by inviting them to participate in Love Your Block. I saw what you did to clean up the canal. I saw what you did to bring so many young people and community leaders and the refugee community all together to do a wonderful neighborhood cleanup. So obviously in a one-day event, it was a great service project, but more importantly, it's going to have lasting impact because those people that saw that their involvement can make a positive difference in their neighborhood, they ain't going anywhere. They're going to stay at the leadership table.
So what has worked with Love Your Block so far that you would like to see replicated in other neighborhoods throughout your city?
Well, look, the reality is that we're not going to improve neighborhoods throughout the city on a top-down approach. The approach that I have to have and the other city leaders is really a servant leadership model, which is we empower those local neighborhoods to come to the table, have an open and honest discussion, and then tell us what we can do to serve those neighborhoods. So Love Your Block, obviously in the 5 neighborhoods that we're lucky enough to be selected for the mini grants, I predict we're going to have some great ideas, things that I never thought of, city staff never thought of. So I love, the new ideas are going to come to the table, the new leadership that I can turn to, because the leadership that's cultivated through Love Your Block, I plan to take advantage of when next time I set up a commission on the economy or a commission on transportation or healthcare, some of the other larger issues facing this community. That leadership pipeline is going to be very important to the future of our city.
Has Love Your Block helped contribute to the small town and a big city feel that Phoenix offers its residents?
Well, that's a really good point, and probably an underappreciated point.
Mm-hmm.
Phoenix is a big city. In terms of population, we're the 5th largest city in the entire United States of America, over 500 square miles. And so not everyone is going to feel totally connected to all the various neighborhoods, but they do feel connected to their own neighborhood. And so we have to cultivate leadership within each neighborhood. So I like the way you phrase that, a small town feel in a big city. I don't want to be mayor of a city where people drive into their house, go into their garage, the garage door goes down, and they don't even know their neighbors. Love Your Block gets people out of their homes, caring about their community, understanding that problem that's been bugging them, they can actually do something about it.
Has Love Your Block helped forge new relationships between City Hall and its residents?
Yeah, I would argue that Love Your Block has done a particularly good job of bridging the divide between City Hall and our refugee community. You know, we have refugees from around the world. Phoenix is one of the most welcoming cities in the country for refugees, but even so, if you're a new resident here from another country, you know, your first focus is on taking care of your family, finding good housing, finding good schools for your kids, finding health care. And now we allow that refugee community to take it to a whole new level, have a greater impact on their entire neighborhood. So I would argue that Love Your Block has really, you know, rolled out the welcome mat to our local refugee community in a way that almost nothing else has, and helped really bridge a divide.
Mm-hmm. And our final question is, what would you share with other mayors in other cities to better engage their residents?
Well, first off, I don't want to. I know lots of mayors around the country. They do great work in their cities. I just happen to be mayor of the best city in the United States of America. All I know is that decisions get made best when you fully engage the community, when you're fully transparent in the decision-making process, and you go out and really, truly, with an open heart and an open mind, seek people's best ideas. And when we don't do that, we probably make not as strong of decisions for the future of the city. Sometimes it can get a little bit adversarial. Not everyone agrees on the future direction of the city, and sometimes those disagreements play out in a public setting. But at the end of the day, the more public you make the decision-making process, it's like making sausage sometimes. It may not be pretty to watch, but at the end of the day, you will almost always get a better, more long-lasting, solid decision. And my feeling is that most people, even if they disagree with the decision that you have made, if they felt like the process to make that decision was fair and that their input was listened to with an open heart and open mind, they buy into the result. Process matters. And so the model that Love Your Block is following, to really seek community input before we decide how to spend the money. I don't dictate to anyone how to spend the grants. They tell me how they want that money spent. That model really, the more we can replicate that throughout the city, the better off our city is going to be in the long run.
Well, thank you, Mayor, for being here with us today. It's been a great first year for Love Your Block. If you want to learn more about Love Your Block Phoenix, visit phoenix.gov/volunteer.
And it's only the beginning for Love Your Block here in Phoenix, so please stay tuned.
Well, as Mayor of Phoenix, I owe a huge debt of gratitude to Cities of Service. We've gotten 3 grants. We've gotten incredibly talented people to come to our city to do great service for the citizens of Phoenix throughout all of our neighborhoods. We love Cities of Service, and I want to tell you something. I know there are a lot of other great cities, a lot of other great mayors. With that being said, we have the best AmeriCorps Vistas in Phoenix, in the entire United States of America, bar none.